Hi everyone, welcome to Online Yoga with Nita. I'm Nita, and today we're going to be doing yoga for sleep. As you can see, the sun's already setting right now, and it's the perfect time to wind down, get a bit of a stretch, maybe relax after a long day, or just settle before rest, before bed. Today we're gonna need all the cozy things. So as you can see, I brought my little chili pepper. I literally sleep with this every night, and I think it's the perfect, it's kind of a little bolster cushion situation. So cushions, pillows, anything you have like that. Bolsters are always welcome, or blankets you can roll up like a bolster. Um, and then blocks, foam blocks, cork blocks, or anything that you have that can bring the ground to you or that can serve as support. But really, if you have just pillows and blankets, that will be perfect for today. And then anything else that you might need to get extra cozy. I'm wearing sweats, big t-shirt, tee, socks if it's cold over there. And maybe you want to light a candle. Just make sure that the space is extra supportive, extra restorative today as we help our nervous system enter that rest and digest and we get ready for bed. Okay, so let's get started in a comfortable seat. I like to elevate my hips, so I have this meditation cushion. You can just grab any pillow that you have available or even a blanket and sit on that to elevate the hips. It helps lengthen the spine. And we're just going to get started with a few neck circles. So very gentle neck movements, go very slow. Try to release some tension from the day, noticing any spots that might need some love. Ooh, I noticed one. And so you might want to slow down when you get to those spots. Just be extra gentle. We don't want to force it today. And after a few circles one way, you can go the other way. I'm already noticing there's some tender spots back of my neck. So, start cultivating that awareness. Beautiful. And once you do a couple one way and a couple the other way, just come back to center. And then we're going to do some side bends. So place the hand, right hand, top of the head. Just gently tilt the head to the right. So bring your right ear to right shoulder. The hand is here simply for support. So you don't have to push the head down. And in fact, if it's too much, you can just tilt the head without the hand, okay? It's very gentle. We carry a lot of tension on our shoulders, on our neck, so we're starting this way to try to release a bit of that before we get into more movement. Welcoming the breath. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, switch the hands. So left hand on top of the head, gently tilting the head towards the left. So left ear toward your left shoulder. You're welcome to soften the gaze at any point or closing your eyes. Feeling these side stretches. And inhale back to center. And now roll your shoulders back so you can unite that with the breath as well. Inhale to lift the shoulders towards the ears. Exhale to roll them back. Inhale. Exhale. Give yourself 4, 5 big or small rolls. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So inhale, bring shoulders up, and then bring them forward. And then once you bring them forward, just feeling that exhale as they come down, right? Inhale up, shrug, exhale. Letting the burden down. Beautiful. Now we're going to inhale, lift the arms up, maybe look up towards the ceiling, sun arms. Exhale, bring them down. Couple more like that. Inhale, rise up. Look up. Maybe you give yourself a bit of a stretch here, a bit of a back bend. Exhale. One more like that. Exhale. Now inhale, rise again. And then on the exhale, twist towards the left. Bring the left arm behind you, right arm in front of you. Seated twist. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, through the crown. Exhale to twist. And as always, we're not forcing, especially today, we're not forcing. We're moving with mindfulness, with attention, with kindness. Inhale, bring the arms back up to center. Exhale, twist towards the other side. Right hand behind you, anchoring you. Left hand can go on your thigh, on your knee. Inhale to lengthen through the crown. Sitting tall. Exhale to twist. Noticing if you're forcing or if you're noticing any tension. And just observe it. Noticing what you notice. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the hands down. Okay. Now that we've kind of stretched a bit at the neck and the upper body, let's find some stillness here in our seat for a second. Hands on your thighs. Maybe you soften your gaze or close the eyes. And we're just going to try a few hums. So this is also known as Brahmari breathing or bee breathing. And it can really help the nervous system slow down, calm down, regulate. So we're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth just to cleanse. And then on the next inhale, we're going to exhale with the mouth closed and we're going to hum. Inhale. Breathe in. Exhale to hum. Inhale. 3 more. Mm. Last one. Mm. Continue to breathe regularly. Observe how you feel. And then gently fluttering the eyelids open. Maybe a sip of water or tea. Again, very slow with our transitions, very mindful. And then meet me in hands and knees or tabletop. Mm. Find your way there. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips here. Neutral spine to begin. Take a breath. And then maybe you find some intuitive movements. So maybe, you wiggle your hips from side to side. Maybe you look back to one hip, look to the other. Maybe do some S curves. And eventually cycling through cat cows. Inhaling, dropping belly, lifting crown, broadening the collarbones. Exhale, belly button to spine, dropping the head, rounding your back. This is cat. Inhale, cow. Dropping belly, lifting crown. Exhale, cat. Dropping crown, rounding your back. Uniting movement with breath. Articulating the spine very slowly. And then meet me in a neutral tabletop. And widen your knees, big toes together. Grab bolster, cushions, rolled up blanket. Place it in front of you. If you have a bolster or a blanket, you're gonna place it vertically so you can rest or you can come down and kind of hug it as you come to child's pose. So there's a few options here. If you have props, there's like blocks. There's a really nice prop ramp that I like to do for this. So I will show you in case you can set up the tallest block. And then the second one would be in the middle. Yeah, the middle. And then you hug this, depending on the height that you want. Right now, this might be a little too high for me, so I'm gonna go a little lower. This is nice. So you can set up a prop ramp with blocks and a bolster, cushions, or maybe even just stack cushions and let your arms drape by the side. You can also slide a cushion between bum and heels or a blanket if you need that extra support or even if the knees are a bit tender today. So rest your cheek. In this case, I'm resting my right cheek on the bolster. It's a little bit more comfortable than just resting the forehead and kind of scrunching my nose there, right? and check in. For example, I'm noticing that this might be a little bit too much of a strain for my neck right now. So I am gonna go down. And this is part of the noticing, okay? I know that in yin and a lot of the restorative, there we go. This feels better. We we stay in stillness, but there's an opportunity, there's an allowance to adjust. So allow yourself that. Give yourself the opportunity to notice what works for you in this moment. Feeling held by the ground, supported by your cushion, your bolster. Grounding into the earth, letting thoughts, sensations become and go to flow through you. You may think about your day or not. You may think about tomorrow or not. Just know that all of that is welcome. You're welcome to notice that when it arises and then gently let that float away. Okay, now you can turn your cheek to the other side just so that we have some balance and symmetry for your neck. Breathing deeply. Softening your jaw, your cheeks, the space between the eyebrows, your fingertips, your toes. Maybe do you spot any points of tension or tenderness? You're welcome to send the breath there. So just imagining your breath as you inhale and direct it to those spots, send that energy there. Your breath is prana, it's life force. It allows you to move that energy, to let that flow. It is very powerful. Take a look at my clock here. A few more breaths on this side. And then very slowly coming back to center, planting your hands, walking them towards you. You can grab your bolster, your prop, set it. I'm gonna put it to this side. Maybe towards the back because we'll be moving to the sides now. So your legs stay in your child's pose foundation here. Come back down to the ground, reaching your arms forward, pressing the forehead down. And then come back up and then shift your hands to the left side of your mat. So hands are off the left edge of the mat and then come back down. So it's a child's pose with a bit of a side stretch, moving the spine in different directions here, just for a moment. And then the next inhale, walk your hands, your torso back to center, and then off to the right side. And then come back down. Inhale, lift yourself back up, come back to center, and then come back to your tabletop. Wiggle, wiggle your tail, and then find a seat. So bring your sit bones down, grab your cushions, have them handy, and maybe bring one under your hips, under your pelvis to elevate that pelvis, extending your legs in front of you. Give them a shake. Slide a bolster or rolled up blanket under your knees. And then check in with your foundation. So ideally, we don't want to be here, right? We don't want to have a round back, like my teacher says, holding a bowl of soup like this. No, the idea of having this cushion or this prop, even those thin blocks that you have in studios, to elevate your hips, but also just so you can sit at the front of your sit bones. So maybe even you can move the fleshy bits of your bum back and ground there. See, so there's a difference within my lower back there. All right, so we're gonna take a big inhale here, even just sitting here. Tall spine. And then we're gonna come into caterpillar, rounding ourselves or folding forward. Any amount, okay? So this is good, this is good, this is good. The goal is not to reach the toes. The goal is not to reach the feet and pull. We're very passive here, surrendering over our legs. And so this is where extra cushions are great. So you can have another pillow to rest your chest on, something under your knees, something under your bum. So all the support. You can create a block tower for your forehead. And then see what feels good for your neck. So maybe it feels good to stay kind of neutral, or maybe you drop your head. Mm. Cocooning, tuning in your caterpillar or your seated forward fold. Deep in the inhales, slowing down the exhales. And really allowing you to pick and choose how you approach each of these postures, okay? So even though I'm guiding you and offering you suggestions, at all times, you are your greatest teacher. So if something is painful, doesn't feel good, it feels icky today, please listen. Listen to the body, especially as you're getting ready for sleep. Like, what does the body need right now? Is this forward fold serving you? Do you need more support? Right? And I think the beauty of the home practice is that, you know, some of us might feel intimidated at a yoga studio because we see all the bendy, flexy people. And, you know, that's all great. But the home practice allows you to have that space that's just for you. So no performance, even though there's no need to perform in the studio either, but no performance, no one's watching. Maybe your dog, maybe your kids, partner. Um, but it's a space that you curate for you, that you can play with, you can explore, and that you get to make your own. So I know the mind is gonna mind and it's gonna be like, oh, this should be this way, you should look this way. What if we think with the body instead? Mm. Few more breaths in your cocoon. The next inhale, start coming out of your cocoon, of your caterpillar. Again, gently, right? Remove all the props very slowly. You can stay seated in your pillow or cushion and then place your hands behind you and just give yourself the sweet back bend here. Just lifting the chest towards the sky, maybe dropping the head back if that feels okay. If not, you can just leave the neck neutral. Just a bit of a counter. And then stay on your cushion, your pillow, bringing the soles of the feet together, knees wide and open. Option to support your knees with blocks, with cushions, blankets, and then check in. See how close or how far you want the feet to be. Inhale. Just feel this for a moment. Check in with your pelvis, right? So we're not here, we're here. And then we start folding over the feet, any amount. Maybe we use this opportunity to tend to our beautiful feet. So giving yourself a bit of a foot massage here. I really like just placing my hands on the feet and just thumbs like inside, or I guess as if I was opening a book. I mean, you do you. You find a way to massage your feet that feels good. Maybe you grab your toes. We don't tend to our feet often. I think I should do a class, yoga for feet. They do so much for us, right? So maybe you were standing up all day at work. Maybe you walked a lot. Maybe you exercised. Or maybe you were sitting all day too. Either way, let's give this body some love. And if you're like, I don't want to touch my feet, that's fine. Place your hands in front of you, or again, beautiful opportunity to bring something, a tower of cushions, your little chili pepper stuffy. Mm. And just noticing if you're gripping or holding. I noticed I was doing that with my toes and caterpillar or even here. So when you notice that, it's okay, right? So there's no judgment. Like we're used to holding tension and our bodies really fall into these patterns. So just notice that and then like with each inhale and each exhale, try to soften. Even if it's just a tiny bit. And if the body opens up or invites you to take it to a different stopping point, you're welcome to do that. That could mean actually coming down more. I don't like the word more or deeper. I feel like that can be interpreted as better. It's not better. Or maybe you want to actually move up a bit, or maybe you want to move to one side. I don't know. Right? So just check in as we're in the last few moments of the pose. And you're welcome to bring any sighs, any hums, even to the postures, right? Mm. Mm. Few more breaths in your butterfly. Mm. And so you're coming up. Oof, be gentle. My hips are feeling it. Put your cushions on the side here, your blocks if you had any. And then if you had something under your pelvis, also move it to the side. I don't have enough space for all the props. Sip of water, sip of tea, because we're gonna come to our backs next. And actually make sure that you have a block or pillow or something next to you, close to you as we lay down. So cut your back when you're ready. Bend the knees, bend the feet. Place them hip width distance. And even just notice how the spine is here. So try to ground. Check in with the chin. So make sure that it's slightly tucked. So you're pressing the back of your skull on the mat. Shoulder blades are slightly in. You're grounding. You're rooting down. And then you're going to lift the right leg and place the right foot on top of the left thigh, creating a figure four. And so this is a perfect place to stay, or have two options for you. One is threading the needle, bringing the right hand in between, through that figure four. Left hand wraps around and meets that right hand to wrap around the left thigh, the left leg as you lift. Or bring that left leg toward you. That was a long way to say wrap around the leg. So this is more of an active way. The other way that I really like for support is bringing that block in the talus, in the tallest height or medium, depending, and just placing the left foot there and letting the block kind of do the work for you so you don't have to hold the leg. So check in, see which one works for you. I would recommend the block one for a more supported version, especially as we wind down. You can place your hands on your belly, noticing the inhales and the exhales. Feeling the belly expand with each breath and contract with each exhalation. Are the hips feeling? All right, on the next breath, release that figure four. Bring both feet down. You can grab the block, bring it to the other side. Bring both knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug here. All right. And then we come into the other side. So lift the left foot, place it on top of your right thigh. Again, revisiting the options. Beautiful place to stay. This is figure four. Or maybe you thread your left hand through that figure four, wrapping around the right thigh, and then bringing that leg towards your chest. Check in with your chin, so slight tuck here. Or if you'd like to come to the more supportive version, then bring that block, place it under the right foot. You might have to adjust where you want the block. That's kind of a bit of a thing we have to do to make sure we're in place. But once you're there, then you just breathe. I'm already noticing that this left hamstring is speaking to me. So if you're feeling it, you're doing it. Breathing in, breathing out. A few more breaths on this side. And then bring the left foot down, remove the block. Give yourself a hug. Maybe you sway, move the knees from side to side, and massage your lower back. And then bring the feet back down. Keep your knees bent, hip width distance apart. Again, block or pillow or bolster, depending on what you have available. Keep it handy. Make sure get back of the skull, pressing towards the mat, shoulder blades slightly in, feet grounded. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, slide the block under your sacrum or the prop or the cushion. So here, let's start with the lowest height of the block first. And you're going to place it in that flat part, kind of where the belt goes. You'll know it when it's there, so it shouldn't be painful. And just check in. See if that height is okay for you. See how that feels. If you'd like to increase the height, careful with your t-shirt or your PJs. You can go to the second height. I wouldn't recommend the third because it might be a bit unstable. Check in. Hands can go to your belly, next to you, like by your sides, or maybe you want to bring them overhead. There's many options for the hands here. Check it with the knees. We have a tendency to open the knees here, especially as we're relaxing. See if you can keep them hip width distance. Although this is a supported little bridge, so we're not doing like an active bridge pose. We want to find some alignment here. Breathing into that lower back, that compression point. Maybe you can see your belly rise and fall. Letting the day go by. You're here now. Maybe giving yourself a slight smile. They say that's also good for the nervous system. It helps you get out of that fight flight and enter the rest and digest. So it's like telling your system it's okay. We can rest now. We are safe now. And I know that can be very challenging for a lot of us. That's okay. But that's why this practice is so important. That's why the coming back, the returning to the breath, it's so important. All right, in the next breath or two, if you were on the second height, I would recommend coming to the first height of the block. If you're in a cushion, you might be okay. Maybe you want to explore lifting the legs up, coming into supported shoulder stand. Or if that doesn't feel okay to be on a block or a prop, you can remove the block. So lift your hips, remove the block, and just lift your legs as you rest your lower back on the ground. Just a bit of an inversion here. Letting blood flow come down. Hands can be wherever they feel comfortable. This is also a beautiful thing to do, even if you don't have time to do yoga at all or full class. Put your legs up on the wall after a long day. Legs up the wall, legs up the couch, and just breathe there, even if just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And notice what it does for your nervous system. Mm. Start bringing your legs back down. Press into your feet, lift your hips, slide the block off. Just let your spine be neutral here for a moment. Breathe. And bring your knees toward your chest. Give yourself a hug. Sway from side to side, massaging your lower back. And then grab a pillow, cushion. I'm going to grab a little chili pepper. Place it in between your knees. And grab your left hand, place it on your right knee. And then gently guide your knees towards the left. Coming into a reclined twist. You can shimmy your left shoulder towards the left so you can ground your right shoulder a bit more. And then the arms can be in a T shape, cactus. Sometimes it feels really soothing to just place them on your body. Noticing the breath waves. If that prop in between the legs does not feel comfortable, you're always welcome to remove that. Or maybe even place it under both knees. It's just a supportive version. But any recline twist version is great. And it allows you to give your spine a bit of that twist, that rinsing. Inhale, lift your legs back up to center. Right hand on left knee. Guide your knees. Whoop. Knee props to the right side. And again, you can wiggle your right shoulder towards the right, grounding your left shoulder. And then see where you want your hands to land. Now open the cactus here. Notice how the body's feeling as you've moved through these shapes, as you've united breath and motion. And as you've taken the time to slow it down, maybe you were in a rush today, you did a lot of things. Maybe it's been a long week, a long month, a long year. And sometimes all it takes is to come back to the mat and remind yourself that this is home. And the next breath or two, bring the knees back up to center. You can remove that pillow and take any last movements of your choice. So maybe you want to waterfall the legs again. Maybe you want to take a happy baby, opening the knees, bringing soles of the feet towards the sky, holding on to shins, ankles, feet. Whatever you need as you prepare for Shavasana. We're going to have a yummy Shavasana today because, again, we're preparing for sleep. Maybe you want a big stretch. Ugh. Okay. Once that feels complete, come to the side first. Kind of a side Shavasana. Fetal position, resting your head on your arm. Just breathe here for a moment. And then I'm going to give you a few options for your final corpse pose or your final Shavasana. So you can stay on your side, fetal position. That's also another version of Shavasana, and actually you can use all your pillows. So you can use a pillow for your head, pillow in between the legs here, and maybe a blanket. I'm gonna grab a blanket now. Or if lying on one side doesn't feel great, lie on your back and make sure you're extra supported today. So place a bolster or a rolled up blanket under your knees, pillow under your head, blanket, last sip of water or tea. And sink deeply. Rest in your arms on the side. If you're lying on your back, if you're lying on your side, then make sure you're also supported on your side, right? So any extra pillows, blankets, anything you need. I know there might be some side sleepers, so that might be your jam. And then wherever you are, softening the gaze or closing your eyes. And we're going to do a breathing exercise to close us off. And again, if the counts don't work for you, please adjust the counts, or if pranayama is just not fitting today, feel free to just breathe as you would normally. Maybe just balancing your inhales and exhales, maybe deepening The inhales, letting it all go, on the exhales, find a breath that works for you. Your breath is beautiful in any way. But if you want to come along, we're going to be doing an inhale in 4 and exhale in 6. The idea being we're going to lengthen the exhales to signal the body, to signal the nervous system that we are slowing down, getting ready for sleep, okay? So we're going to do 5 rounds together, and then I'll leave you without the cues so you can continue to breathe on your own. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue on your own in a count that works for you. When you're ready, release the counts and just keep breathing as you would. And I will leave you with a poem by the lovely Mary Oliver. Today I'm flying low and am not saying a word. I'm letting all the voodoos of ambition sleep. The world goes on as it must. The bees in the garden rumbling a little, the fish leaping, the gnats getting eaten, and so forth. But I'm taking the day off, quiet as a feather. I hardly moved, though really I am traveling a terrific distance. Stillness, one of the doors into the temple. Stillness, one of the doors into the temple. You're welcome to start wiggling your fingers and toes, circling your wrists and ankles, and coming back into the space. As always, stay in your Shavasana as long as you need to. Or if you'd like to close, coming to the seat, take your time and meet me there when you're ready. All right. Finding your seat. Find some length in your spine. And wherever you are, just taking 3 breaths together, inhaling through your nose. Exhale, big sigh. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Breathe in. Bring hands to heart center and exhale as you bow. Namaste. I wish you the most restful sleep. Be gentle. Be kind. And I'll see you very soon.